Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rechak, Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of Job, the second chapter. Again, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord Yahweh, and Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord. So after Satan had gone and tempted Job and taken away all his stuff, there's another time when now once again the assembly of the Lord gathers with the angels, and Satan pulls up yet again. And the Lord said unto Satan, From whence comest thou? And Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth God and escheweth evil? And still he holdeth fast his integrity. So he continues to maintain his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause. See, because here the Lord is saying, even though Job hasn't warranted these kinds of plagues upon him, and because of Satan's, bet, right? He moved the Lord to, as it says, destroy him or to take away the things he had without cause. Job is still maintaining his integrity. And then Satan replies, and Satan answered the Lord and said, Skin for skin, yea, all that a man hath will he give for his life. And that is a euphemism, or like a figure of speech to say, well, when you say skin for skin, right? He's basically saying here, yeah, like you told me not to harm him, right? So his life wasn't threatened. He lost all these things, but a man would give up all these things for his life, right? What wouldn't he give up for his life? So I mean, first Satan says, "Oh, you blessed all his stuff. That's why." Then he takes away his stuff. He says, "Oh, well, you saved his life. You didn't threaten his life. So of course he's still gonna hold his integrity. But put forth thine hand now, and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face." So actually affect him, right? Is his health, and then he's gonna turn on you. And the Lord said unto Satan, Behold, he is in thine hand, but save his life. So okay, you can now plague him, right? You can affect his health, but do not kill him. So went Satan forth, probably with a nice smile on his face, from the presence of the Lord, and smote Job with sore boils from the sole of his foot onto his crown. So his whole body, all right, boils, probably itching, maybe painful to scratch. And he took him a potsherd, that is Job. Potsherd is like, let me actually just go into it right there. Let's read it from the source. Earthenware, clay pottery, shard. So like imagine like if you were to break a pot of a clay pot, and you have like a piece, and then you scrape yourself with it. It says to scrape himself withal, and he sat down among the ashes. So that must have been a very uncomfortable position to be in after having lost everything and now having your health infirmities, right? So Job was in a destitute state, a state of mourning, a destroyed state. Then said his wife unto him, Dost thou still retain thine integrity? Curse God and die. See, women? He's saying, look, after all this, you still gonna, maintain your integrity? Come on. What God is this that you worship that he's gonna do all this to you? Go ahead, just curse him and die, because he'll kill you, and then you call it a day. But he said unto her, Thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of God? And shall we not receive evil? In all this did not Job sin with his lips. Because usually, you pull the right strings, you push the right buttons, you'll get somebody to break and say the wrong thing. But Job didn't. Now when Job's 3 friends heard of all this evil that was come upon him, they came every one from his own place, Eliphaz the Temanite, so one who dwelt in Teman, and Bildad the Shuhite, and Zophar the Naamathite, for they had made an appointment together to come to mourn with him and to comfort him. And when they lifted up their eyes afar off and knew him not, so they couldn't recognize him. I mean, that, like, obviously they knew it was Job, but he looked unrecognizable. They lifted up their voice and wept. So it's kind of like you heard it was bad, but like now you're seeing, like, damn, it's bad, bad. And they rent every one his mantle and sprinkled dust upon their heads toward heaven. So they basically threw up that dust in the air and it came down upon them. And they sat down with him upon the ground 7 days and 7 nights. And none spake a word unto him, for they saw that his grief was very great. And that brings us to the end of the book of Job, the 2nd chapter. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakha Kodash. And until next time, Shalom.